Welcome to Kabbalah Conversations. We're so happy you dropped in to join us. Kabbalah Conversations is where students of the Kabbalah Center get together to have weekly conversations about how the energy of the week impacts us, how we navigate through its challenges, and face the opportunities that the universe brings to us this week, using the tools and the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah, which ultimately helps us connect to our soul's purpose and true fulfillment. Since you found our channel, we hope that something that you hear today inspires you and motivates you or helps make your week a lot better because of it. So, welcome to Kabbalah Conversations and welcome to my fellow Kabbalah students and our special guest this week, teacher Yehuda Goldfiner. Hey, everyone.
Thank you. So good to be here.
So good to have you.
Yehuda, you are our first teacher on the podcast. It's a great
Wow.
privilege for us.
I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
And Yehuda is a teacher in the Kabbalah Center from Florida.
Yes.
Great.
Amazing.
What are we talking about today, guys?
So this week we wanted to talk about fears, overcoming fears. You know, they're really probably the number one thing that stops us in our life from achieving everything that we want to have is this one little blockage called fear. And it's stealing us from so many blessings. We're not aware of it, I think. Usually we, okay, I have that fear, so what? But it's like there's a mountain of blessing want to come into my life, and the fear says, no, sorry, can't come in. And so...
Is that what fear is? It's an opportunity. It's the opportunity
it's just what came to
to
my
earn the
mind.
blessing.
Yehuda can help us understand it better.
Well,
What
I
is
think.
fear?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was,
Esther.
go ahead. I was just going to say that, in the lecture that I listened to this week with Michael and Monica Berg, they have a Spiritually Hungry podcast episode, and it's about fear is not an option, which Monica Berg wrote an amazing book about. I would recommend everyone to get this book and read this book. And Michael Berg was saying that, there's healthy fears. There's fear of like danger. There's fear of, teaching a child that something's hot, don't touch it. So there are healthy fears that we need to have. But he said, really, our only fear is our disconnection from the light of the Creator. That's the only fear that we should really have. It's so deep and so profound. And I know Yehuda can talk about
Can
this.
you say that one more time? The fear of what?
The fear of being disconnected from the light of the Creator. Am I right, Yehuda? Is that that's
Yeah, that's the only healthy fear besides the fear of being in a dangerous situation. Yeah, you gotta make sure you listen to your instincts, or you say your gut feeling when you are in danger and listen to it. And actually, they did a research that only 8% of your fears will actually ever materialize. So 92% of our fears are completely delusional, will never materialize. And these are the fears that people, I say so to speak, or quote unquote, believe that fear is a blockage. And that's what we see it. The fear of success holds you from success. Also, the fear of failure holds you back from success. The fear of opening up is holding you back from being in a healthy relationship. The fear of intimacy, the fear of commitment. Those fears hold you back from the relationship you want, from the success you want, or the fear I'm never going to have enough money, the fear of finding myself in the street, the fear of never fulfilling my purpose, fear of heights, claustrophobia, different phobias. By the way, what is the difference between fear and phobia? Fear can be some temporary fear you have, while phobia is something that really, really holds you back. Like I have a student that she's afraid of snakes. If she hears there might be snakes somewhere, she will just freak out and even not leave the house and go somewhere. I have a fear, a student of mine.
She's lucky she didn't come with us last week to the vacation. We saw like the skin of a snake.
It was
like
in the backyard of our Zion cabin, huge snake skin that it shed.
Oh, that's crazy. So, the phobia, what is phobia? Is like you really build your life around that fear. Okay, so if I have a phobia of heights, You know, you do whatever it takes to not go on that airplane, and then you hold yourself back from going to different places, from traveling. You say, you know what, I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm fine. I'm okay where I am. A person has a phobia of the dentist, so they don't take care of their teeth. They lose all their teeth. I'm fine. I'm fine without teeth. You actually build your life. You limit yourself around that phobia, and it's not going to get better. It's only get worse, unfortunately. But in my process of overcoming my fears and my phobia, again, I told you that story before, I never understood how fears control me until one day, as I told you, one afternoon when I lived in LA, suddenly I have heart palpitations, hard for me to breathe. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to die any minute. And I went to the doctor. Doctors found nothing, a little bit low blood sugar, but nothing really serious. And I would have these palpitations, feeling like I'm about to faint, short breath every single day for 1 month. Nobody knew what I had. I actually moved to Israel because health insurance was more affordable. And as soon as I arrived in Israel, slowly, the symptoms went away. And I realized that what I really had is nothing physical. I really had panic attacks, and it's really unexplainable. On my way to Israel, I also had panic. The entire time I was on the airplane, I thought I was going to die. And there was no indication I was going to die. There was nothing going wrong with the airplane. But that feeling stayed with me, and which made me avoid going on airplanes for many years. I went anyway, but it wasn't a comfortable feeling and so on. And I wasn't able to get over that until I had this conversation with Monica Berg that really suggested that I will overcome it, and suggested that I will read her book. And I said, you know what? I've been trying to overcome this fear for like 13 years, or phobias in general for 13 years. And I read this book, and this book changed my life. It made me go on the airplane. I was so scared. I went on like 8 flights. And eventually I really understood what was the real issue, is the ability to really surrender and connect with the Creator. The moment you surrender and you connect with the Creator, that's it. You no longer have any fears. Nothing, nada. No more fears. And one of the people that inspired me, that was Israeli officer, that as he was about to go to the war in Gaza, he was really worried. And his soldiers were so worried that they might die. And they said, no, we don't want to go inside. And then the officer said, you know what, I'm also afraid. So what are we going to do? He went through a whole process in his head, and he said, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. To be okay with dying. Can you imagine that? And he said the moment he was okay with it, he was willing to go all in for that greater cause, that he considered that the greater cause of protecting my country, in the expense even of my own life. At that moment, he said he became fearless. What does that mean? That the process of I'm surrendering to the mission that the Creator gave me. If your mission is to be in the army, if your mission is to go on an airplane and go somewhere for work or for a family event, which I had a family event, it's to know that I only rely on the Creator. When I realize the Creator wants me to be closer to Him, that's why He's giving me that fear. And by getting over the fear, by surrendering myself, I'm between the sky and the ground. I'm on an airplane, even though there's zero indication it's ever going to crash, zero statistics, zero this airplane ever crash. Doesn't matter. I felt as if I'm putting my life out there. That's it. And I don't care, because I'm in the hands of the Creator. The moment I said, that's it, I'm in the hands of the Creator, I'm no longer bowing to my fears. That's when I was able to do it. You have two options. You bow to your fears, you let your fears control you, or you really bow to the Creator. You say, okay, I'm with you, God. If you think I should stay here, good. You think I should go? Good. Anyway, it's out of my control. You see, when a person will eventually leave the world, unless something really massive changes, unless we achieve immortality tomorrow, everybody will have to die. When you die, you have to surrender. You cannot stay here. So, you know what? I'm not going to die. What do you mean? Everybody has to surrender eventually. Eventually. When they leave the world. Now, if you anyway have to surrender, And anyway, one day you will have to surrender and reconnect with the Creator when you leave the world. Why live your life in fears? Surrender today. Today surrender. And if you do, you become fearless. If you are so in tune with the Creator and you know what your mission is and you go all the way in with it, you have nothing to worry about. So that's very high level of completely removing your fears. That's when you become free. Is that I'm in the hands of the Creator. I am one with the Creator. I've got this. Now I'm telling you the end result. But in order to get to that end result,
that's a question I had in my mind. It's like, okay, sounds simple. So we can all give up our fears in the next instant. We just surrender. But
right. But and that's a fear of an event, or or a thing, like with the case of the snake. But let's say you have a fear, like what's going to be, where's the money going to come from? Those are really practical, everyday fears that people face.
Yeah, most people have fear of where the money is going to come from. Now,
I just want to interject really quick that you actually give a course about this topic. And we're in Las Vegas and we're working on getting you out here. So we'd like to know more, about the, about the course. How does it work?
Listen, my whole journey, and by the way, all of you, that you may listen to this and you say, I have this phobia. Yeah, I have that fear also. I'll tell you something, my friends, and I read it in Monica's book. We are not here to cope with our fears. We are here to eliminate them. For me, that was life-changing. What? Are you saying I can't live without this fear? I've been holding on to this fear for decades, and you're telling me I can be fearless? That's what I'm used to. And I say, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You listen to this? Our goal is not to cope with them, is not to take a little pill or a little meditation, to do some holistic healing and do some regression, and then the fear comes back. Deal with it. It's not about dealing with it. The dealing with it is eliminating it. And the eliminating it is to understand where it all started. Now, this is the process that we're going to go through in Vegas. I'm very excited. Actually, we're going to DC next week. We've done it in Miami, Florida. People asked us to come to Boston, to different places. They all heard about it. People want to be fearless. And we want to help. Why? We want to help because we are still in the journey of getting over our own fears. And when I say we, is me and my colleague, and my brother is Chaim Cohen. He's amazing. He's amazing. We've both developed a 4-step program by which you go to the root cause of the fear and healing in the root cause. It's 4 steps process, and we're also using the holistic method of sound meditation to help you connect to the frequency of your soul and to the Creator. Because at the end of the day, you can take meds, you can go to a 10-week retreat somewhere in Fiji. I don't care where you're going to go. If the fears come back, you haven't healed. You haven't healed. So if you have a certain fear and it comes back, you have not dealt with the root. Maybe with the branch, maybe with the fruit, maybe with the trunk, maybe with okay, maybe even with the root, but not with the seed that created the root, that created the trunk, that created the branches, that created the leaves, that created the fruit. And let me tell you about that tree method. If we're looking at the fruit, which is the symptom, which is the trigger, what is the branch? The branch could possibly be an emotional reaction, whatever that emotion is. The emotion was created by a thought. Thoughts create emotions. The thoughts can be positive thoughts or negative thoughts. And then we also explain in Kabbalah that everybody has a tikkun, soul correction, like karma. Why do you have these certain challenges and fears? And beyond everything, the soul, before it came to this world, it was one with the Creator, and we separated from that oneness. And that's the biggest trauma for the soul that created that fear. We got to go back to that moment. Now, in order to go back to that moment, let me explain to you what I just explained to you, from the fruit to the branch to the trunk to the root to the seed. Okay. First of all, we all realize my kids arrived in the bus. Let me tell you something. They arrived early today. I wasn't expecting that. Let me tell you something. When the triggers come, when the trigger happens, the trigger, a certain fear, money situation, medical, whatever that is, that's the fruit. First of all, you have to explore the emotion that you feel. What kind of fear do you have? What kind of emotion do you feel? Sadness, anxiety, anger. Then you have to go to the negative belief or belief system or your BS, your belief system. And the funny thing, if you go to the negative belief, I'm not good enough, I'm not in control, I'm not worthy, then you have to change it, the BS to SB. You change it around. So the SB is the soul belief. What is the soul belief? The soul belief is that I am worthy, I am powerful, I am strong, I am amazing. Whatever that's the soul belief, that's the SB. But beyond all is my connection with the Creator. And the connection with the Creator, I am one with the Creator. I am strong. I am connected to the divine light. The Creator loves me. And when you realize that, let's say I am one with the Creator, and then if I'm one with the Creator, therefore I am worthy of the light, therefore I am strong and I'm healthy and I am powerful. If you realize that, then your life changes. So I will leave you with that as I have to go.
Wow.
Thank you.
And we'll join you in the seminar very soon.
Amazing.
Okay.
Thanks, Yehuda.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Yehuda.
Yehuda.
We're
Thank you
really
so
looking
much.
forward
Say hi
to
to your
it.
kids.
Okay. See you soon.
If I may add, I don't know if you're staying with us. The way I understood is not okay. The way I understood, it's a very it's not like a lecture. The class that Yehuda and Chaim are doing, it's an active workshop. So they're looking for people who come to actually gain something, not to sit and I mean somebody sitting and would also enjoy it, I'm sure, but really it's a workshop. It's like to come the way I
And get
understood it,
results. And get results.
like probably if you can think what your fears are, I think it's probably recommended to figure out at least one, two, three major fears that are holding us back and come with them to the workshop because we're gonna work on it. It's not like we're not gonna hear a nice lecture and go home and life remains the same. The idea is that we're actually going to war with our specific fear in that workshop.
Mhm.
So I was
I
excited about
love
it.
that wait, real quick though, that he like said that thing BS to SB to switch
Beautiful.
it. That was amazing. Your belief system to soul belief. I'm gonna remember that one.
Wow. It keeps coming up in a lot of lectures lately for me too. This like this surrender, this turn it over to the creator, this we heard it in a lecture recently. I think it was on Shabbat, and it was to say the light is here, the light is here, the light is here. The light is here, but not just to say it till I fake it till I make it, but to realize that the light is here and to have appreciation that the light gave me this situation, this thing that keeps coming up, this challenge, so that I can see that the light's behind it. The light is trying to give me right now, and to embrace that. It's not
That's
easy.
my mentality when I have that anxiety come up or the fears come up and you feel it in your body and it's so uncomfortable. I tell myself, I'm like, this pain is the pain of not being connected to the creator. And I go, I love this pain because I want to feel it so that way it can, you fill it with light and that you can connect with the creator rather than, trying to escape it or avoid it and then it stays there. It's like, no, 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 like let's go through it so we can connect there.
And the light can't come into a vessel that is depressed, that is in fear, we're blocking the light from coming to us. So it's going to be an amazing, amazing workshop. And as I understand it, the workshop is going to be 4 sessions with the first one I know for sure being live and
Live and in person
live and in person.
with both Yehuda and Chaim Cohen. Chaim Cohen he didn't mention, but he's also a senior teacher in the Kabbalah Center.
Yeah, amazing teachers. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
All right, so let's all come up with our fears we're gonna break, huh?
Yeah. Let's come with our
And
fears.
of course, if you're watching us, keep following us because we're going to put in the details on when the actual course is. It's going to be in Las Vegas, more than likely the beginning of March. So something like March 3rd, around there. But follow us for more details, and then you can sign up and meet us and join us. And bring your fear with you. At least 1, 2, 3, because it's something you should leave that workshop. I don't
Changed.
know if you're going to be without the fear. I don't know how quick, I don't know the process exactly, but definitely on your way to overcoming that fear.
Every time I do a workshop through the Kabbalah Center, like I have a major breakthrough. Like every time, if I go with intention that I want to heal something, huge shifts. So I'm excited.
Cool.
All right, so we're gonna keep talking about it on the future podcasts until we get closer to the date, and stay tuned for the big announcements.
Before we leave, anything exciting happening in the last week or two? I think we haven't met in 2 weeks. Abigail, you've been all over the place, no? You've been around.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in Washington throughout Hanukkah and it was so nice. We were talking before Hanukkah, it was like kind of a stressful time, but once Hanukkah came, I felt like it was just all light and blessings and miracles. And so I enjoyed that a lot. Now back
Magical.
at the grind
Cool. Yeah, we had some good time also. We also went on a little vacation in Utah.
with the snake, yeah.
Yeah, so
We didn't see the snake though, just
we're
the
a
skin
few. Yeah, we just saw the skin. We're a few families, and we rented like this huge, beautiful house, cabin, and
on the
uh,
Buffalo Range. Yeah,
in
Wow.
but
Zion Park.
bison. I guess it's bison, not buffalo, but bison. Yeah,
Fun. Wow.
yeah.
So
Or
right
Snowy?
outside there was what's that?
Lots of snow or no?
No, no,
we
actually
didn't
no
have any
snow
snow
there.
this time. Yeah, we go every year during the winter break. Now it's our like tradition.
Oh, so nice. I love
I
it.
can tell you firsthand that when Esther was talking about, the light is here, the light is here, she's been practicing. I've seen her in a situation where it was, you know, not comfortable. There were a few like that. Even when you had the thing with your back,
Yeah, when I
not in the
flipped out.
moment, in the very moment, she had a very serious thing with her back. Like, I don't know if you want to talk about it,
No, I
but
fell on the treadmill. I flipped around on the treadmill and I landed on my back because I forgot to push it off and I panicked about something and I turned and it threw me and I came down on my middle back. So
Oof.
yeah, the light is here, the light is here, the light is here.
so
Yeah.
through that, yeah, and yeah, so it's amazing to see, firsthand how you're able to say that when in the midst
When the
of
pain is there,
pain.
yeah. Yeah, when you're feeling the pain to just you gotta, I mean, that's what I'm doing to heal it. And I just have to keep with the process because otherwise you're a victim, you know? Oh, poor me, and I can't do this and I can't do no, no. This is the light. The light gave me this. So the light is
Yeah,
trying to give me right now.
I think that's the most beautiful thing that Kabbalah like really teaches you to give you that certainty is that like everything is orchestrated perfectly. Like nothing's random, nothing is like worse for you or better for somebody else. Like it's all orchestrated exactly how it's supposed to be. And just have full acceptance and appreciate all of it. And it's all pushing you to get where you want to be. So whether it's, something you needed to cleanse or a pain to go to a next level, like who knows? But it's all perfect.
And just before we close it, something came to my mind. It's kind of like a funny story, and I hope it's okay to share it. And it's from my memory of something that I heard. So forgive me if I got it all messed up, but there was like a time that this is what I think I remember from David Guillaume telling a story about how he got hurt once playing basketball. And something really, happened that he
It was
did
hurt.
break a leg, but something like, serious. And from what I remember, Eitan was running to him and telling him, ask for more, ask for more. Instead of telling him, let's fix it, let's put the ice. And I'm sure he did that too. It's not about, you still take care of what you need to take care of in the physical. And if you need to go to a doctor, whatever you need to take care of. But a second before that, to know this happened. Why? Because the light is giving me, wants to give me even more, wants to put me in a situation where I can grow or whatever happens. that I can finally come to a place that I'm in this area where I can receive more from him. That's why he gave it to me. That's why this is happening right now. So it's kind of a funny story, and I hope I didn't totally mess it up, but that's what I remember. And like for a teacher to run to another teacher when there's serious pain and to tell him, before I'm giving you ice, before I'm giving you anything, say thank you, ask for more light, It's very
Amazing.
powerful.
We'll have to have him on the podcast to tell the exact story.
Yeah.
Be so good.
Okay, very exciting.
Awesome.
All right, everyone. Well, it's so great to get back together again. And thanks to our amazing guest, Yehuda Goldfiner. Thank you for joining us today in our Kabbalah conversation. And we hope that something that you heard today makes your life better because of it. And if you're looking to learn more, we've included resources, lessons, podcasts from the Kabbalah Center on our page and in the highlights so that you can continue to connect during the week. Please tell your friends and share this page with everyone that you think can benefit. We're so excited to grow our community and very soon to have our first live in-person event on fear. Feel free to ask any questions, drop a comment below if you'd like to join our waiting list for the class. And we wish you an amazing week and look forward to seeing you next week to talk more.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Okay.